guys.
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome.
Hi, so today we're talking about what culture... Why are you following me? So, talking about today?
I'm not going to cover your books.
Oh my god. Anyways.
Sure.
Anyways, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about what we want to pass down to our children from each culture.
So obviously Korean culture and Western culture is like super different. The benefit of having like mixed kids is that like they will have some of both cultures. First, from Korean culture, what are we passing down?
All food. I'm not just talking about K-food. When it comes to Korean food, we always try to balance between like how much meat we consume and how much like vegetable we consume. Everything is about all about the balance. So I really like that. It's a healthy diet.
You'll probably have a kimchi fridge.
Yeah, kimchi runs in our blood.
Pop every day in the
and ramen too. We have to.
Yeah, he eats a lot of pop.
And ramen.
And ramen, yeah. Oh.
And kimchi.
I don't think Americans are as healthy at all. So that's something we should pass down to, Korea really cares and thinks about that and fixes that. Next thing we're gonna pass down.
Language, because it's a little privilege, I think, for like mixed children to being able to speak different languages.
I think they should know about both cultures too and both languages. And third, what else are you gonna pass down to your kids?
Third will be work ethic. Koreans are a little more like stressful, but at the same time, I think they're more patient.
I think in general, Koreans are just harder workers. Yeah. Anyway, people work crazy work shifts here. I definitely think Americans don't work as hard. System.
Yeah, but I would like to mix it up with some like laid back kind of culture.
Yeah, but like I think Koreans study harder in school. You guys are much stricter. These like 9-10 hour like work shift overtime. We would never do this in America. I mean, it's not good.
Without pay.
Yeah, without pay too. It's not good. But if you guys have come to Korea or like Japan or China or something, you'll see like. Even in the cafes and restaurants, these workers are like busting it. You would swear they're making $1 million an hour, but actually, like the pay here is not all that high wage.
$7.
It's
per
like
hour?
It's not worth it.
Hey, you wanna share the story, the birth story? How Korean workers are like busting their ass?
Okay. So an example of this is, I was in this cafe. I was telling him yesterday, and I'm sitting at my desk working. The smoking area is right next to me, and they keep leaving the window open and then leaving the smoking door open, which is already annoying for me because I don't smoke, and I'm actually really sensitive to the smoking smell. I just can't take it. But anyway, so it was kind of annoying, and because they kept leaving everything open, 2 birds fly into the cafe. Where do they go? They go above my head. I'm the only foreigner there. Everyone is like working and looking at me anyways. Everything Korea happens to me. It's so true. Yeah. Everybody's looking at me and looking at the birds. Wah, 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 back and forth. And so I'm just like here, like typing away and ignoring the birds and hoping they don't like poop over my head. And all of a sudden, the workers runs out, comes back, and buys this bird catcher. I don't know where in Seoul they bought a bird catcher. They bring back,
have it there.
Yeah, right. This Alba thing in the back comes out here, dragging this bird catcher and like leaping around the cafe. It's just swipe, and the old man pointing around the cafe. It was like a video game. It was like a movie. And this guy, like, he fell. 4 hours back and forth. And what he didn't know that I knew is that there was another bird above my head. There were 2 of them anyway. Needless to say, when I was looking at this guy, all I was thinking is he doesn't get paid enough for this.
That's the moral of the story.
Yes. So definitely we'll pass down like good work ethic and like hard work. I think.
Last thing will be respect. Well, it's a little controversial these days, at least to me, because when we grew up back in the days, we were taught we are the most respectful people in the East Asia. It's called 동방예의시국. So basically, we should be respectful, right? But and we are in a way like because we try to respect like elders. We try to respect other people. Like so usually in Korea, you should kind of like think first beforehand that if you are not making anybody uncomfortable or not. So that's like how you should behave. Like yeah, but these days a lot of people don't really care, and these days I'm realizing we tend to not to be respectful to other cultures and other communities. So I'm kind of aware of that, but still we can just pick the good parts of every cultural aspect, I think. So definitely respect with some spice on it with like yeah.
And to respect in terms of like elders, I think, is also here more in Korea than in America by far. So I think that's definitely something that's important. So something from American culture I would definitely pass down is self-love. I feel like in Korea there's not a lot of self-love enough, and there's not enough. The beauty standard is so narrow, and people really judge each other a lot. And even him, we have like culture difference because like he worries more about like what people think. I don't care as long as I'm comfortable, and then I'm comfortable. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not making anyone else like uncomfortable. I'm just being me and just being myself. This is what I want to wear. It's what I want to do today. Then that's what I'm gonna do. So I would definitely pass down some like self-love from America, and like especially as like a mixed kid, they're definitely gonna have problems in both communities, like no matter where they go. So I want them to like not care, like about what the rest of the world thinks about them, and just know that you're beautiful and this is how you look, and that's great, and especially here in South Korea where the standards are a little bit different. In Korea, if you don't like something about your face, they say, oh, just fix it. People get a lot of surgeries too. People will get, the girls will get the eye surgery, don't like your eyes, go fix it, don't like this, go fix it. In America, we kind of have them like, you don't like it, then learn to like it, learn to love it because that's you. So I would pass that down. So another thing I would pass down is worabe.
Oh, whatever.
Worabe. So worabe is English, it's work-life balance. I think Korea is missing work-life balance.
Big
here.
time.
Everyone's just like working so many overtime hours. It's so crazy.
Over the weekend.
Right. So I think Koreans work hard to make money, but don't enjoy the money often. And Americans don't work as hard. It's true. So I think a good balance, like work hard, spend hard, like shoot, live your life, So then, what are you making all this money for if you're not going to use it? Right. Happiness is really important. And I think that Korea doesn't really think about mental health as much as America does. America really thinks about it. And we have a lot of like resources for this. And it's just so important to make sure you're happy, you love what you're doing. And yeah, so I would pass that down. I would also pass down from Caribbean culture. Caribbeans are the happiest people ever. And they have such big hearts. I would pass that down totally. Like they're so open and like just freaking happy. But
I want to see that. I want to take a visit there and how happy they are.
You'll see.
And see the beautiful like oceans there.
So the other thing is, I think since we live in America, we're a lot more culturally aware. We have our own problems inside of America, but I think compared to Asian countries, we're a lot more culturally aware and open and like just not everybody. My experience, I would pass that down. Korea has this kind of outsider insider mentality. I would not want to pass that down. I want them to be open to other cultures and open to other people and like just willing to like mix more than Koreans. Koreans don't like to mix because the world's a better place when we can all mix and like draw from each culture and each place.
At least that's what we think.
Alright guys, that's all we have for you today. Like below, comment and let us know what parts of your culture you think is really interesting and you want to make sure it gets passed down. It'd be interesting to hear from you guys. Thanks for following us. Thanks for subscribing. Follow us on Instagram. That's where all the madness happens. 주세요.
구독해주세요.
구독해주세요.
구독해주세요. 구독해주세요.